we have another sort of crisis out in California, the Hollywood writers strike. Well, it's not actually writers, it's writers and actors strike, isn't it? It's the first time they strike together for like,
Yeah.
what, 40 years or
60
more?
years. First time they've done a strike together in 60 years. Now, the
Wow.
Writers Guild of America started in May, right? But recently, the Screen Actors started to do strike as well, and they want 11% raise in the baseline and an 8% raise over the next 2 years. Which
And
is
let's just to clarify it for people who might not understand. So the Screen Actors Guild is like their union, right? Which they're all part of. So, but the majority of people in this union are not like Brad Pitt. You know, the majority of the hundreds of thousands of people or tens of thousands of people, the majority of them are, you know, people who play small parts or play extras or whatever, which there are literally tens of thousands or over 100,000 of these people who are actors, but you wouldn't know their names. And the union sets certain rates for them for different productions and stuff. So that's what they're asking for. And a lot of them aren't actually paid that well. You know, you think, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio gets like 20 million per movie, but the minimum that you can be paid per movie is actually not very much in different roles, especially in the non-leading roles.
Yeah, so there's 160,000 members in the Screen Actors Guild, and only 12% of them make over $26,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of puts it in perspective. And then you think about it, the highest paid actor last year was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And that guy got over $200 million last year. I don't even know what he was paying from or what he was doing. I'm sure there's 10 movies that'll come out. Part of me says it has to do with Fast and Furious. But, you know, he seems to always have a new show or a new movie dropping every every 6 months, something like that. And then Brad Pitt was next in line, or not Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise next in line at $100 million.
Wow.
So that was the Maverick Top Gun, which makes sense. I mean, that movie did excellent. But so most of these guys are just trying to fight to get above inflation. I mean, can you imagine living in California and making $26,000 a year?
Oh my goodness. In
now
LA?
Now we know why there's 10 cities. They're all actors. But I'm a firm believer that says, you know, if you need a union to make sure people are paying, then that's not free market enterprise. I would say if someone wants to work for $2, then let them work for $2. It's on them. If they don't want to, they don't have to. Go find somebody that's going to pay you what you want. But so this is a union move, but it's interesting to think about, like, Disney CEO Bob Iger said that, the striking actors and demands are just not realistic. And it's like 11% over 26,000 is what, $2,700?
Yeah, it's not that much, is it? Yeah.
And here's this guy. He's like, I'm clearing like 50 mil this year personally, but 2,600 for that guy who's trying to survive and is in the background of every movie we make. They can't get a couple grand. So it doesn't seem realistic. I mean, the real effect that's going to be is in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. When the production houses like Netflix and Apple TV Plus and Sony and Paramount, Warner, all these guys are like, we got nothing new to come out.
Well, that's what 1 billion, I forget who it was, but there was a certain billionaire who said this. He made this comment. He said, by the time this ends, there's going to be like a lag because it will take time for new productions to be made, even once it's finished. So there's going to be a period of time where there's not enough content on all these streaming platforms and stuff, and people are going to stop subscribing, or people are going to cancel subscriptions, and then that's going to cause a cash flow problem, which means then they can't make new productions, or they have to borrow money to make them. So it's going to create a sort of vicious cycle, possibly, that could really ruin the whole entertainment industry. So it's actually a pretty big thing. It could be the downfall of Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah, well, they say right now the potential impact's about $4 billion. That's from the Millikan Institute. That was written 2 weeks ago. So now the Emmys are canceled, right? Or postponed. So You know, that's a big deal to that world. Is once the Emmys are canceled, what are you gonna? How are you gonna
Why
make this?
they cancelled? These people can't go to the Emmys.
Yeah,
Are they paid to be there?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You definitely get checks to show up to anything when you're famous.
Oh wow.
So yeah, the Emmys are on hold. They're postponed, are officially postponed actually. But the average Hollywood actor makes about $27 an hour, which is we think $27 is pretty good, but they're not working 40-hour weeks.
They're not. No, it's freelance, isn't it? So it's kind of like comes and goes, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely got that up and down roller coaster. So they know the work that they're in. I think that they'll come to eventually something's gotta give. Otherwise, everybody that's a CEO of these large production houses is looking at it going, how am I going to get new content? Do I go to
And,
Canada to
Brian
produce?
just added in the chat, the terms of their strike is that they cannot promote any movies in this period. So the Emmys, I guess, would be counted as promoting their films and their TV shows. It's TV, isn't it? Yeah, so promoting their TV shows. So that's why the Emmys is cancelled.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. They can't promote anything at all.
No, that's part of the terms of their strike. They're not working and they're not doing any promotion for any TV shows or movies.
Wow.
Apparently.
Well, no interviews.
Look, the union has released a strike rules that prohibit actors from promoting any new movies or TV shows. This means Barbie and Oppenheimer premieres are likely to be the last for a while. Okay, so those two movies are kind of like the last ones, I guess, because they're already in production. But any new ones, they're not doing premieres.
Dune was supposed to drop this year. I was looking forward to it. Brutal.